to show you how to make some 3D objects and add them onto your mask project. First you need some tag board. Don't grab paper from anywhere else in the room, only from the round buckets at your table, or if someone has left them in the blue basket. If it's not the right thickness of paper, they won't hold up to the paper mache. The first thing that I want to show you how to make is a horn, or it could be a beak, or it could be anything else sticking out, a snout, something like that. So I'm going to take one large piece of tag board. I'm going to hold this hand steady and roll this one. And I can continue to play with this until I get a nice point down here at the end. So it's wider at one end and shallower at the other. Next I want to get a small piece of tape and tape that. Now I could leave it like this and attach it along like this. If I squish it together, it could be a beak, it could be a horn coming up here, okay, or it could be a snout. So I'm going to cut this off and show you how to tape on a snout. I'm making it shorter. Now if we just join it on like this, it won't stay very well. So the way you get it to be stronger is to cut some slits in the bottom. I'm also going to trim off this part so it's flatter. And you're going to bend these tabs out. So this snout would be for if you wanted to have a dog or a cat or a walrus or anything like that. I could have it be circular. I could squish it like this and have it be more rectangular. But what you're going to do is take some small pieces of tape and tape it on. When you're adding things onto your project, they need to actually stand up above the surface or they won't show up when you're paper macheing. So there's my snout. So if I cut out this eye, and say I want it to be a football shaped eye, because I'm going to have football as one of my 3 things about me. If I tape this directly on here, it's 2-dimensional. It will not show up when we're paper macheing. If I draw an eye on here, it will not show up. It's 2-dimensional. It needs to stand out above the surface. I'm going to show you how to do that. First, I've got my eye. I'm going to cut a thin strip for a wall. For this, it'll work better if you get some little pieces of tape, and I would stick them to the edge of your table. You can't see the edge of my table though, so I put them in on the table. And what I'm going to do, I've got them lined up flat here. I'm going to attach this wall to the football shape. So I've got it attached there, so now I'm going to bend it this way. And attach this. See how it's starting to be 3-dimensional? I'm going to make a bend over here. Get another piece of tape. part off. You want to have the least amount of tape on here because the paper mache doesn't like to stick to tape. So if you coat the whole thing in tape, you're making yourself have to work harder. So now I have this. Then to join it on here, I will take a little piece of tape here and a little piece of tape here, like a tab. And flattening them out and taping it down. See how it sticks out from the surface? Okay. Another way that you can make an eye or something else round is to just ball up the paper and then you would tape that on. That's not going to be as clean of a surface, so it depends on what you want. To make things stand up, like the wave on the example up on this bulletin board, it's just this paper rolled up and then taped on. You have to have at least one thing that's three-dimensional, and then you could paint the rest on. But your projects are getting graded on how interesting they look when you're done. How many If you want to add an ear onto your project, you're going to want to have two pieces of paper there. So I'm cutting out two at the same time. Now I have two triangles for my ears. If you join them on just like this is going to curl up and look bad. So what you want to do first, before you attach it, is put a little slit, little cut in it. You push this together, and we'll tape that. So if I tape this here, then I can tape it onto the project, and it won't curl when you paper mache. Okay, so I could put a piece of tape there, put a piece of tape here, and it will look just the same as after you paper mache it.